Alright kiddos, we are kind of going to skip over some of the pages in our math book due to the time that we have left for school and the things that I need to cover. So we're not going to go over our review pages. We are going to go ahead to the next chapter. We're going to open up our books to math book page 267, and this is multiply a whole number and a fraction. So you're going to see on the top of your page, here's the example they did, but just like in class, I find it easier for us to understand if we just don't look at the example just yet. Let's work it out first. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to look at what I'm doing on my page first, then we'll go back and check how this looks whenever the example is all drawn out all together. So we have 4 times 3/8. And what that means is that 4 times you see 3/8. So just like with multiplication, that you can solve it with addition. So this is how you solve this problem with an addition problem. You're going to see 3/8 4 times. So 3/8 plus 3/8 plus 3/8 plus 3/8. And when we put all that together, 3, 6, 9, 12. This equals 12 over 8. I'm not done just yet because this is an improper fraction. So if we remember how to reduce to an improper fraction, we're going to turn it into a mixed number. So the wind comes and blows our numerator down, and we have a 12 divided by 8. 12 divided by 8. 8 can go into 12 one time, would be 8. 2 times is 16. That's already too many. So it's going to be 1. That's 8. Subtract, we get 4. So it's 1 and 4 with a remainder of 4. So your mixed number is 1 and 4/8. Now when I look at this, I notice that this part of my fraction are even numbers. And if they are both even numbers, I know that 2 can always go into there. If not, something more that's an even number. So I can still reduce this down lower. And I also notice by looking at this, 4 can go into 8. So I can reduce this down to 1, leave my whole number alone. 4 can go into 4 one time. 4 can go into 8 2 times. So if I reduce it all the way down, my answer is going to be 1 and 1/2. This is how you solve multiplying a whole number and a fraction if you write an addition problem. I wrote it 4 times because that's how many times they told me to do so. Then I had to go through my steps of reducing fractions. I'm now going to show you how you could have done it fast. This is the longer way to do it, which is still the correct answer, and this is going to be a shorter way to do it without writing the addition problem. You need to know how to write this because in your math book, they're going to ask you to write an addition problem, and this is what you're going to do. Write it out the long ways. So if we took the same problem, 4 times 3/8 equals question mark. The way you would solve this is you take your 4 and you multiply it to your numerator. So you would say 4 times 3, and then you still leave it over 8. This equals 4 times 3 is 12 over 8. Notice you're getting the same answer now. We just took away the steps of the addition. We went straight to multiplying. So whenever you reduce that, it's an improper fraction. So you have to reduce it to your mixed number, which would be 8 divides into 12 because the wind comes and blows down that 12. And then you divide. It's going to be 1. Subtract your 8. You get 4. So it's a 1 remainder 4. Your mixed number is your answer. That's your whole number, 1. Your remainder is your numerator over your denominator, which was 8. And then you can still reduce that down. See how you're getting the same thing on both problems? You're not coming up with different answers. You're just solving them different ways. So that's how we're going to be working on this work page. On page 267 and 268, you're going to be writing an addition equation to solve, and then you have to write it in lowest terms. And then on problem numbers 16, 17, and 18, you're going to have to solve by multiplying, which is this way, and then write the answer in lowest terms. So we're going to open up our math book now to page 267. Whenever you do that, you will see that what I just showed you, excuse me, is the same thing that you're seeing up here. It's kind of a glare. Let's see if I can make the glare not happen. There. It's kind of a shadow, but it's better than the glare. You can see. This up here is exactly what I just showed you in my notebook. So we're going to now work on problems 1 through 6 on page 267. Then you're going to turn your page and work on problem number 10 all the way to 18. And then you can stop. If you have any questions, comment below.